That's not gonna work, is it? Hello, welcome to my very first recording of, I don't have a name for this podcast yet, but I will, I think, if you can see on the screen over here. I obviously want to relate it to Suitcase Coder, which is my journey, my goal to becoming a successful freelance developer while traveling the world. So that's what this is about, but also just my journey of becoming a freelance developer and leaving a boot camp and making those steps necessary to become a successful developer. And what is a successful developer? I do not know. But because this is a podcast and not just a YouTube video, I'm going to go ahead and record myself. Record on GarageBand. I don't think you guys can see that. So let me start again. If you guys want to follow along on my very boring YouTube channel, head on over to the link in the description. I don't have an official YouTube name because I'm not that important yet. Yeah. So I just want to touch up on and talk about my journey of becoming a developer. I graduated from a boot camp over 6 months ago, and I am officially working as a freelancer, which, that's like the end goal, but also it's happening now, but I'm starting off. So it's weird. So anyway, the thing is, I want to share with you guys what I'm going through as a bootcamp graduate, a developer, a girl in tech, a person who doesn't have an 8-to-5 job yet as a developer, a career changer, all of those fun things. Okay, so back to what I wanted to talk about today, which is distractions. So I graduated from a boot camp, a coding boot camp online in, when was it? I started in August, I finished in October, almost a year. It was supposed to take 6 months, but it took me way longer. So I graduated about in, was it July? I don't remember, but I graduated a while ago, and since then I've been applying to jobs nonstop, and I've been trying to keep up with everything. And of course, during the boot camp, it was 100% coding 100% of the time. It consumed my day to day. But since graduating, it was easy to just kind of let go a little bit, and that little bit became a lot of bit. And then I just always found myself making excuses for, quite simply, me just being distracted with anything and everything. Some distractions are super real, like my grandma passing and me having to move to a different country for a few months. And some distractions are not real, like running into a puppy in the morning and then looking up that puppy breed for a couple of hours online. And if you're watching online, hello. If not, I'm fidgeting with everything because this is awkward as awkward gets. So since the boot camp, everything just became a distraction, and getting myself to do what I knew what I was supposed to be doing in order to get a job was tough. And of course, there's that whole cycle of like, you can't get a job because you don't have experience. You don't have experience because you can't get a job. So you're trying to create your own experience by working on these projects and practicing coding challenges every day and just doing everything that you can do. It's also exhausting. And so one thing that I wanted to just kind of talk about was, how do I deal with my distractions? And quite honestly, not well. I do not deal with my distractions well at all, because I let them consume me for a lot of hours, a lot more hours than I should let it consume me. So the point of this is what I'm doing to try to stop myself from getting distracted. And I think a few things that have helped me immensely was, one, pinpointing what was distracting me. So something that I know is one of my biggest distractions is actually just getting started. Like sitting down and working, or sitting down and being like, okay, I'm going to spend 3 hours on a coding challenge or on a new project, or collaborating with other alumni or developers. Yeah, I wake up and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm so motivated. I'm going to get a ton of stuff done today. And then 3 hours go by and I'm sitting on the couch scrolling through Instagram. Um, and then even after, like, I would get settled. So sometimes I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm motivated. I would actually go through the process of like getting all my stuff, sitting down at a table, and then just setting up takes me forever. Like, I need to have my notebooks just because I really like notebooks. I would sit down, I would need a coffee, I need um, to find the right playlist. So all of those things that I call setting up takes me way too long. So I've been trying to nip that in the butt. That's a saying, right? Nipping something in the butt. If it's not, I'm making it a saying. I'm going to nip it in the butt by doing two things. One is setting up my workspace before getting started, either the night before or putting it into my schedule and actually setting up a little, like, just giving myself 15 minutes to set up. And if it's not set up within that time frame, just sit down and do it anyway. Yeah, that's my plan. And then another thing that I think has actually been helping me quite a bit is blocking out and committing to spending this blocked out time to coding or whatever project I'm working on. So I try to do it in the mornings because I know later in the day I like want to do a lot of other things, and then I won't go back to coding. Your 24 hours starts running out in the middle of the day. Because that's how time works apparently. But yeah, so giving myself, start small, 1 hour, to where no matter what, you will not look at your phone to check Instagram, or you won't go to Netflix, or you won't get up to grab a snack, whatever your like distractions are. So I've been blocking out time and then really committing to that time block to do what I'm supposed to do. And even if I don't get anything done, like even if let's say I'm working on a challenge and I get stuck on one problem for 30 minutes out of my 30-minute blocks, I still count it as working because that means I have focused for 30 minutes and put all of my attention to one thing for those 30 minutes. So I still consider it a win. And then I think that's been helping because it's been kind of like building up slowly, and able to be, I've been able to put in more and more time towards these like block constraints of distractions. That makes sense. Constraining myself from distractions for a block of time. Block distractions. Yeah. um, so there's that. Oh no, I want to challenge you guys. So this podcast, I want to be like a thing where not only is it me ranting about what I'm going through, but hopefully something you guys can like take away from as well. And so for like the whole distraction thing, if you also find yourself distracted, I think I'm gonna challenge all you three listeners. That's high hopes. I'm going to challenge you to identify your number one distraction, whether that be Netflix, Instagram, your puppy. If you have a puppy, send me a picture. I want to see it. Um, yeah, find your biggest distraction and just identify it and see if there's anything that you can step to of the challenge if you want to continue on the challenge. After identifying it, is see if there's anything you can do to keep you from even beginning with that distraction. So like putting in, whether you're in the boot camp, putting in the study hours first, or putting in um, a coding challenge first, or a YouTube video, whatever thing that's going to make you move forward with becoming a developer or reaching your goals, then try putting that before your distraction. So that's my challenge to you. Give it a try. Let me know how it works. I'm going to be doing it as well. I think my biggest distraction is just, like I said, getting started, like sitting down, just starting. So I'm not allowing myself to do anything before coding. And giving myself time to like prep. Like I know I'm going to need coffee and I know I'm going to need socks on my feet. If that doesn't happen, I'm not starting. So allowing myself to do that, I'll be joining in on this challenge with you guys. Yeah, that's what's my current struggle. As far as work goes, I am happy to be freelancing with an ex coworker of mine, who is now a new coworker of mine, and that was just pure chance. Like I said, I've been looking for jobs for about 6 months, and this just kind of came about naturally, which is weird, but great because it's hourly and it's allowed me to be with my family during times that was necessary, while still learning and still getting paid and still just putting in hours and having something to motivate me to sit down and work and continue coding. So that's always a lot of fun. I'm super enjoying it. Right now, I'm going through and doing some basic HTML, CSS, very simple JavaScript stuff, which is a lot of fun. I'm creating this form and trying to match it to like the Google styling, which is so fun because I didn't know that Google has its own like scripts, developer scripts. I don't even know what it's called, but basically, Google allows you to build apps on Google products and kind of customize things. And so within that, I'm working on a form and making it match the rest of what Google looks like. Does that make sense? Point is, I'm using both what I know as well as learning from Google developer scripts and putting it together and creating a beautiful form. Have you played around with Google scripts and developers? Another thing that I was working on within this form, I worked on like a collapsible button so that when you click on a button, more information kind of pops out from under. So it seems like, you click on a button and information just drops from under that button. And then you click it again and it hides behind it. And there's like several items stacked on top of each other, and you can click either one to view more information without ruining the styling of like the items below or above it. So that's been really cool. And that honestly I Googled it, how to do a collapsible menu. I think that's going to be my challenge for you this week. So I have not mentioned this yet, but I plan on giving you a weekly challenge, which you will be able to find on my website. And if you're watching online, if you're watching me on YouTube, I know, right here, you can see that my website is nothing but trash. But soon I will have a place where you can go to my website and view all of the challenges. And then at the end of the week, if you tune into my YouTube, I should be posting the answer to the weekly challenge. And that's just a way for me to keep myself accountable, but also for you to have something to just do during the week if you don't have enough to do already, or if you want another challenge. And it'll cover whatever I want it to because I can. Yeah, I honestly think that's the end of my podcast.